Okay, welcome to Military Studies Week 13. This is Tuesday. We're going to cover Chapter 1, Lesson 2, Military Uniform and Standards, Appearance Standards. These are covered in our textbook. A lot of the hybrid students are getting into uniforms, and of course you're going to be seeing a lot of our students that are older in uniforms. I want to make sure everybody knows the proper courtesies and standards for the uniform. So that's how we're going to go through this, and really we're going to go through lesson 2 and 3 so that everybody understands the game plan. This lesson 2 is pretty long. I'm going to only go through about half of it here on Tuesday, and we'll cover the rest on Thursday. So if you guys bear with me, chapter 17 is the lesson, and I'm going to push up my PowerPoint here. There's no one in the classroom with me. I'm kind of lonely. My cadets are playing volleyball with my PE class, my AS 100 class. We have about 40 of those and 20 of ours, I believe. And so they're going to have a big volleyball tournament and PE time here on Tuesday. Military uniforms and appearance standards. All the way back from the beginning of time, whenever you have a military operation, the uniform represents your status, your devotion to your country, and how you've served in the past. We're going to go over the symbolization of it, some of the special teams, and insignias and grades of the uniforms. What are the guidelines? How do you wear it? And what I'd like to do, everybody now, we'll take about 3 or 4 minutes, list the first 3 things on a piece of paper that you think of when you see a person in uniform. And again, some people may be used to it more than others. I want you to list 3 things. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put you on mute while I'm doing it. Okay, for the quick one, right. You can see my comments in the background. And whenever I was a child, I lived in South Carolina. My dad was a World War II veteran. Believe it or not, he went off to World War II as a buck private, I guess they called it back those times in the Army, right after Pearl Harbor. And so it was an E1, enlisted 1 rank. And in about 4 years, he came back as a major. And so in 4 years, he accomplished amazing promotions. He got battlefield promotion, and when people died, he moved up. Unfortunately, that's how it was in World War II. So it took me 11 years to get to be major in a time of peace. And I started at officer 1 rank, 01, second lieutenant, and he started at E1. So things were a little different during World War II. But I remember thinking of him in his uniform, that he was always orderly and disciplined. I think of policemen, firemen, anybody in uniform. I always think those people are respectful, and then they can be trusted. So when you're in uniform, you got to realize people are looking at you the same way. And if you are not any of those values or characteristics, then you're disrespecting the uniform, what people may think of you. Here in America, you can see that in America that the uniform that you'll be wearing, the blues, what I'm wearing here, It's a public symbol for the nation's defense system, and it's a very long tradition. This quarter, we're studying the Navy. And you know, the Navy was started before we were a country, honestly. And we'll be learning about that later on. But, you know, we've been wearing uniforms longer than we've been a country, to be honest. History of a uniform. Anybody ever been to a toga party? Maybe I shouldn't be asking that in high school. But togas were Roman uniforms. And you can see from the slide there that you had different types of togas, depending on your status in the armed forces or in the Roman citizenship. And basically, uniform comes from Latin words, means one form. Everybody's supposed to look similarly. Gee, why do I have to get my hair cut? Why do I have to wear my name tag? Well, you know what? We're supposed to look the same. You're part of a team. When you walk on a football field or a volleyball court, the team's supposed to look the same, and you're part of our team. You can see the military uniform goes back to as long as we've had people, and as long as we've had military in defense of our citizens, we've had a uniform of some sort or another. Once you've gotten to be more organized on the field of battle, you actually had to have certain type of ways of distinguishing the organization. So you'd have different groups of people over here and different groups of people over here, and you had flags or banners that you would follow after, which the leaders would have with them. As you can see by the slide here, you talked about different colors, and the military uniform evolved from that. We are not the military. Junior ROTC is not the military. It is a volunteer organization. We don't pay you to get in Junior ROTC like we could pay you to be an ROTC in college. But this is a volunteer club, if you will, not unlike the science club, not unlike FBLA or basketball team. Junior ROTC is a volunteer high school club that if we choose to let you wear our uniforms, then you must wear it with honor and properly. If you're on the football team and you don't play by the football coach's rules, he kicks you off. And I have certainly done that in our world, and I will continue to do so. If a student disrespects the uniform or themselves or others, or does not live up to the Air Force core values or our cadet honor code. There are kind of some specific rules about the uniform that everybody needs to recognize and be aware of. And honestly, it's kind of new probably to high school students. I mean, I certainly didn't know this in high school. But basically, the big thing is, and we've seen it, is you cannot wear the uniform during political events. Here in Prescott, it seems like it's always some politician downtown at the county courthouse, from John McCain, who ran for president a few years ago. His last day in his campaign on the Tuesday night of Election Day, matter of fact, it's a year ago, 4 years ago tomorrow, which I'm filming this on Monday, maybe Tuesday. 4 years ago, when you guys see this on Tuesday, John McCain was at the county courthouse. We cannot go there in uniform. I cannot go there in my military uniform because it was a peer that I am supporting him, which I cannot support any political candidates. I support the Commander-in-Chief of the United States of America. So, let's see, you can't wear the uniform, let's see, acting as ushers, never heard of that. We wear the uniform off of our campus pretty much for honor guard, color guard, and that's it. Of course, we do a lot of them, but that's pretty much what we do. You can see maybe the political speech. We had a couple students somewhere along these years I've been here get in trouble, get noticed that they were at a religious event. Like, for instance, if you come and say, hey, I want to do a color guard at my church because my church is honoring the veterans, well, you know what? I'm not going to prove that. That's too sensitive that I might be supporting your church, be it Baptist or Catholic or LDS or Jewish or whatever. It needs to be in a non-denominational, non-political environment. And that's the rules, and that's what I believe in, as well as what I'm ordered to do. But everybody in the military is encouraged to vote. We don't allow political signs in our ROTC world or here in our studio. You can't support one politician or candidate over another. That's just not what we do in the uniform. This is all about the public speaking. Individually, outside of my uniform, when I'm Denny Peoples versus Colonel Peoples, I can do whatever I want to, as well as my cadets, obviously. So just don't wear the uniforms around political environments. These are the regulations that talk about how to wear the uniforms. And you know what? I probably need to note to self here. I probably need to put these on the hybrid course student resources. And I will get my cadets to do that, to put 36-2903, and that's AFI, and ROTCI 36-2001, and the uniform and awards guide. I'll put that on the cadet resources so you guys can see that. It's pretty comprehensive. We have a cadet handbook, which is about 90% correct. But there's some incorrect things. We haven't updated them every year. We do change things. These are the standards. This is what we call service uniform. Is not this. I'm not wearing a service uniform. I'm wearing the short sleeve and a tie, which you can wear. Usually it's short sleeve and no tie, and tie is usually with a long sleeve. But this is what we call a short service uniform. These are all countable items. I'm very strict on issuing them out and coming back. And when I get inspected the 18th of March 2013, they will count all my dark blue and service coats and all this stuff for my cadets. They're form-fitting. We do have them altered for you guys, and we have them properly fitted. If you grow, come tell us, and we'll get you new stuff. The uniform of the day, I am required by the Air Force, because they sponsor and pay for our uniforms and our trips, to require my students to wear uniforms one day a week. And I do that pretty understandably in the high school environment. But basically our day for wearing uniforms is always Thursday. And if you screw up, forget, whatever, choose not to wear it on Thursday, then you make it up on Friday. You can see right there, you wear a uniform when you go on the color guard, or the seniors in our ROTC fly on the military aircraft. I do specify that we wear the uniform, for instance, on parades. And matter of fact, this Friday, we're going to have a Veterans Day formation of our entire cadet corps out here at the flagpole during our study hour time, our APT time. And that's I'm going to dictate that everybody wears uniforms then. Shoes, polish, and shine. High school students are not the best in the world at that because they have a lot of stuff going on. I am not the best in the world. I'm probably a B myself, but I do work hard on that. And we talk about our badges and our badges is my wings and name tags. We work on keeping those looking sharp. Ribbons are clean. Cadets wear the ribbons every time they wear blues. That's how we do things. I wear my ribbons whenever I wear my service coat on the outside. In general, officers don't wear ribbons without the service coat. We don't have any distinctive uniform. Let's see, distinctive uniform. We have our T-shirts, which is dictated by our principal, recommended by me and dictated by the principal. We have an orientation year for uniforms. So any first-year cadets out here that just checking us out don't want to wear the blues. They don't have to. And when you're not wearing the blues, the cadets, they don't have to cut their hair like me. It doesn't matter. I don't care about the hair a bit if they're wearing my T-shirt. Of course, when you wear the blues for second-year cadets here at AZ 2006, then you must be in Air Force grooming criteria. Lots of do's and don'ts with the uniforms. Everybody will learn how to do it. Okay, you don't wear parts of the uniform. You wear all the uniform at once. Occasionally we see that. That's first year, or they're learning to wear the uniform, or second year cadets have never worn the uniform before. You don't wear the windbreaker without everything else, even though it's cold. We also give you a trench coat in case it snows here in Prescott, but we want you to wear the uniform all together as one unit. Okay, don't lend the uniform to anybody. I think we had that one time. None of the stuff's supposed to be visible. You're not supposed to have headphones, earphones on there, and that's honestly a problem with us. You're not supposed to have cell phones visible. That's a high school rule here. Special teams. We have color guard, honor guards. We do not have a saber team. That's with the big sabers. They're too expensive for us. We don't have that. And you can have distinctive wear, like we have the cords that come on the sides of the uniforms depending on their color and what team they're in, or what rank or position of responsibility, commander, first sergeant. There it says, matter of fact, except for color guards, ORDs, you can only wear special uniforms of specialized group. We don't have any of those. I don't have a special saber team dress. But we could if you suggested it as cadets. Military image is, the big thing, and being part of a team. Okay, it's an important part of wearing a uniform. Neatness, cleanliness, safety. You got to plan ahead. If you know Thursday that your uniform is supposed to be worn Thursday, or for my hybrid cadets, if they have to wear them here on Prescott High School Monday, they need to get their act together the week prior, Thursday or Friday. Make sure they're clean, so Sunday they don't forget, and then Monday they can wear this stuff. Here's some of the jewelry requirements. It's just straight out of our regulation. Again, it's kind of weird, but you must get used to this. This is no different than working at Walmart. You see at Walmart, they have their big name tag that says Bob or Denny or Salvador. This is what they wear. And they wear it on a certain size, and they have certain pins that go on there. This is no different than what we're teaching you to do, is be part of the team. Male cadets may not wear earrings. That's the rule. I'm sorry, there's no discussion. Okay. Sunglasses, we talked about that. No mirrored, no faddish. Cannot be worn around the neck. And tattoos. Tattoos are new, kind of, in the military. Well, let's see. They've been around, but their excessiveness of them have brought some new regulations. You can't have excessive tattoos visible while in uniform. That's determined by me. You can't have pierced tongues or body parts, exposed body parts in uniform. I'm just sorry that's the way it is. It hasn't happened to me, but I've had some friends in the Air Force Academy recruiter, liaison officer world that have had sharp A+ kids apply for the Air Force Academy. And actually we've had some that gotten in, and all of a sudden their tattoos are visible. Maybe they're on their arm. And the answer is to go to the Air Force Academy and get a $415,000 scholarship. You will not have these tattoos. So they have a choice, either not to go to the Air Force Academy or get the tattoos taken off their body. And that's exactly what's happened. They've had them taken off in order to get the scholarship. Don't ask why, just follow the rules. Specifics on the hair for the female cadets. I usually let the female cadets teach the female cadets. Must not too full or hair on heads. Very, very specific, conservative in style. We do have skirts for the female cadets if they'd like to have them. and they should fit smoothly and hang naturally. Hosiery must be worn with the skirts. Hair, male hair, clean, trimmed, no grooming aids, no too much gel, no touch your eyes or your ears. That's kind of the way it works. Specifically, it's 1 1/4 inch in bulk. I've never seen anybody measure it, but you can look at them and say, hey, in the ballpark or not? No touching the collar. That's in uniform. And here's some more specific stuff about the uniform. Eddie, how are we doing?
The first of the military studies cadets have started to arrive.
Okay, I am almost finished here. I'm on my last slide. I'll be there in 5 minutes. Again, we're starting promptly at 4:30. Okay, and but we need to get everybody there before we come over here and take the pictures. Okay?
Yes, sir.
I'll be there. Thank you, sir.
No problem, sir.
Have them study. That's my hybrid class, guys. That's you guys coming in here on Monday afternoon when I'm recording this. Okay, finishing up the cadet grooming. You can see must not have extreme or faddish styles or colors. So the bottom line is if you want to wear the Air Force uniform and be part of the team, you cannot have red hair. Excuse me, dyed red hair or dyed green hair in uniform. I don't mind that you color your hair badger blue or Spartan red. I don't care for a football game. But when you're wearing my uniform, you need to play the game and have properly non-faddish colored hair. Okay, Colonel Peebles says stop here. So this is the end of our first portion of the Lesson 2, Military Uniform Appearance Standards. And you can see here by other things, we can go through the insignias here after it, and we'll start that on Thursday. Let me stop that and get back to my technology, and we will be signing off here and seeing you guys on Thursday. And I will hope that you guys finish Lesson 2, and we'll be seeing you at that time. Thank you very much.